Tonight on the Cooligans, we are discussing the NWSL Challenge Cup, the MLS is back tournament, Liga MX coming back, everything. Soccer is returning to North America. We're a little terrified, but we are happy to be seeing the beautiful game.
Absolutely. We're also going to be talking to Sebastian Saucedo of Pumas, a Liga MX player, right here on our show.
Crazy.
For real. That and more on this episode of the Cooligans. Yeah, baby!
Okay, we are here. We are back.
Still at home. We are not going anywhere.
What a roller coaster that's been. All right.
That is how I cry. We can't go nowhere.
Hello, everyone. Yes, we are the Cooligans, and we're still here. We're back. Look, we Fubo TV had a little bit of a little bit of a hiatus on our show. So, but now we're back. Everybody has got a little vacation. We are all rested, and we are here to bring you all the comedic soccer news that you need.
It was 2 weeks right on the brink of people starting to text us, yo, y'all still doing that show, right? I'm like, yes.
We're still here. We have not been canceled or let go.
They don't want the producers to get a little vacay. You know what I mean? Get to work. We need our Cooligans.
Exactly. So hello, everyone. My name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
All right. Like I said, we are the Cooligans. We are your favorite stand-up comedians that host the funniest soccer show on television.
That's right. We're right here. But we're not just that, by the way. And by the way, comedy, are we still stand-up comedians? But we also happen to be the gulliest show.
Yeah, I think at this point we're just two guys with mental disorders on television. That's all.
Yeah.
What?
Well, add us to the list. We are two guys who used to do stand-up, although I did do a live show since over the hiatus.
Okay.
And it was on the street.
Yeah.
So in New York City, if you don't know, they've taken the car parking spot in front of the restaurant and have turned it into a little patio. So I was in one patio, and across the street, in the other patio of the restaurant across the street, was the audience.
Yeah.
And in between us were cars and skateboarders and a dude on a motorcycle who tried to show off and almost smacked directly into my car. I was like, what are the odds? We should not be doing stand-up outside.
Yeah, that's look. This is how badly people need to laugh that they go through these lengths, to do comedy in front of incoming traffic. That's how badly we need it.
Yeah, have you ever been heckled by a jitney bus, bruh? A little old Latina lady's just trying to get to Brooklyn. Oye, muérete! I gotta get home.
No, but look, even throughout these last 2 weeks, yes, we haven't been able to do stand-up very much, but we have been able to watch soccer in the United States. The NWSL kicked things off with the NWSL Challenge Cup, so that's been wildly entertaining, super fun.
It's so incredible. If you guys are not watching this, please do.
Exactly.
It is so good.
I mean, look, to be honest, there's been a couple duds, a couple 0-0.
That's gonna happen.
You have those from time to time, but then you have the 3-3 like Houston Dash games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So those are fun as well. And also
the Lindsey Horan headers alone are worth the price of admission.
Exactly. And the MLS is back tournament also returned MLS returned last week.
MLS is back. MLS is front. MLS is bottom. All of it is there, dude.
Okay. It sounds like a dance move. All right.
MLS is neck. MLS is back. Lick my... Anyway.
Okay, I didn't know MLS could twerk like that.
Okay, MLS. Damn, girl. You feeling yourself? You've been locked up for 4 months. I get it.
All right. Yeah, you just, it's... you just be yourself, all right?
Garber got his groove back.
I'd watch that. So, look, it's we've had some just incredible games, right? If we can start with the MLS is back tournament, right? Let's at least recap some of the incredible games. Not every team has played yet. As we're recording this, Toronto and DC United are currently playing.
Finally.
Yes, that's right. You know, how about we start there? Yeah, there was a bit of a scare because we had some inconclusive and false positive COVID-19 tests on one DC United player and one Toronto FC player, which postponed the game to right now, you know, when we're recording this.
Supposedly, though, one team just didn't show up. I think it was Toronto. Was like, oh, there's a positive. We're staying in the hotel. We good.
Yeah.
Let's do it on FIFA.
Call me when you sort all that out. All
right? No, I'll go. You just let me know when it's safe to go.
So look, we said it even before, like, yeah, and we talked to several players. This stuff, safety is the most important thing, and people are a little nervous and a little scared, and it makes all the sense in the world, especially with everything that's going on in Florida. We just wish for players to you know, obviously come back home safely. That's really all kind of we're focusing on. So hopefully,
the fact that it is a false positive is at least a little bit of a sort of comfort that knows the protocol seems to be working. And for all the fear that was associated with this, which is rightfully so, it seems as though things are relatively as normal as can be and as safe as can be. So, you know, I'm really happy for that. Thank God it is a false positive.
Exactly. And yeah, because I don't want to feel guilty about all this dope soccer I get to watch.
Right?
You know?
I mean, I don't want to know that something bad's happening, you know what I mean? While I'm enjoying myself, you know, tell me later. You know?
Okay, you know, I don't want to acknowledge the truths of anything. I'm an American, bruh. That's how.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, I just got a good deal on this diamond. I don't need to know how it was procured from the earth. You know what I'm saying?
I just like, let's just focus on its affordability. Okay.
Yeah. As far as you know, look, this meat happens to be wildly juicy, and it was pretty inexpensive. I mean, if I got to think beyond that, beyond simply how it affects me right now, I feel like you're asking for a lot.
It's way too much. Okay.
Ew.
You know what? I don't want to watch the incredible free kick from Lucas Zelarayan, and then all of a sudden have this deep sense of guilt about why I get to see such an incredible goal.
I get to enjoy that without the existential crisis that becomes associated with what happens if I just throw this plastic bottle in the regular garbage? You know what I mean? Like, is it really? The island's already pretty big. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Look, it's the American way. All right.
Yeah. I don't need free range. Just give me a range. You know what I mean?
And shout out to the NWSL Challenge Cup because they have not had any of these issues, right? They picked the correct state to do something like this.
No food, photos. Everyone's having a good time. People are high-fiving. There's like a child's playpen area on the field.
The kids are sliding. They're happy. They're like that GIF of the little kid going down the slide. They're like, yeah.
Yeah. Or did you see the video of the dog that runs up and does the slide at the theme park over and over again?
Yeah.
That's life in Utah right now, man. People just having a good time.
They got a nuclear family out there in the NWSL Challenge Cup. They're just having a good time.
It's a goddamn Rembrandt painting.
All right, well, guys, we'll be back. Incredible show. We have Sebastian Saucedo on today, so stick with us.
What's up, everyone? It's your favorite former U.S. men's national team player, Jimmy Conrad, and I got goalie with the Cooligans.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans, and I just want to make sure I give a shout out to Adam Mulligan, Gully Squad, who sent us these pescara kits from Italy.
I got mine, but you know how I do. I let my stuff quarantine for a few days. No offense, but it's going from one epicenter to another, so I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. You know what I mean? But it is dope.
I'm just wearing my virus all over me.
Right? You're just letting it raw dog that skin, baby. Just getting that virus right through the pores.
Thank you. Shout out to Gully Squad. Shout out to Adam for the hookup. We appreciate it.
They're beautiful.
And we also should announce our NYCFC show. I was gonna say C or she.
You're like seashells by the seashore over here. You gotta fix your mouth a little bit.
Say NYCFC.
Show. NYCFC Show. NYCFC at home with the Cooligans, which is the name of the show. We wanted something longer than It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That was our plan. But I mean, this is incredible. We have a show with an official soccer club.
Yes, which you can watch on NYCFC's YouTube channel. So youtube.com/NYCFC and watch it, especially before any of the matches during the MLS's back tournament. We'll be doing like a fun little pregame type show. So please check that out because it's been super fun.
It's like a happy hour, baby.
The first two are currently available, so go and see that. So today, obviously, tonight on the show, we will be talking to Sebastian Saucedo of Pumas.
That's right.
Our first Liga MX player. Liga MX is scheduled to. It's already the matches are currently going on.
It's like this is their MLS's back tournament is happening right now called Copa por México, but their apertura starts pretty soon. Starts in about a week.
Yes, it is Liga MX ha regresado.
Yeah. Estamos aquí mismo. It's a little different energy.
Yeah, but you get the point, okay? But no, it's an absolute honor for us to have a Liga MX player on the show. It is pretty surreal that look, we're getting MLS players, NWSL players, and then to have Liga MX players, which Liga MX is the most watched league in this country. So it's great that we finally have the opportunity to kind of display some of the character from the league.
We're kind of like players in America, right? Like we got into MLS and NWSL. We're clearly good enough for that. Now other leagues are starting to look at us. You know what I mean? Right? Okay. We're going to Mexico. We're showing off a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we get a little trip to Europe or something. You know what I mean?
Other leagues are like, yo, why you with him though?
Yeah, right? Maybe we get a trial. Just come test the waters, my G. Kick the ball around a little bit. Let's see if some magic happens.
So yes, one thing that we didn't necessarily get to in the conversation with him. But so this happened about 2 weeks ago. We had this conversation before we took the hiatus. So just keep that in mind as you are watching. We're not talking about really current things, especially the standings in the Copa por México and their tournament and everything like that. So this is this conversation happened before that. But one thing we didn't really get a chance to talk to, Sebastian Saucedo used to go by Bofo Saucedo on when he was on RSL.
But no more.
No more. So we didn't get to it because we were told he does not go by that name anymore. So we did not want to offend our first Liga MX player by already calling him the wrong name. So so that did not come up. But hopefully we'll get him back on the show. Maybe I think we've built a rapport and we can finally talk about that one day. All right. So we'll be back with Sebastian Saucedo of Pumas right after this.
All right, baby, we're back. Wow, I am excited, yo. We got our first Liga MX player on this show.
Huge. I mean, this is huge for us. I mean, look, we did it, Alexis.
This is it, right? Once we've done this, we could just shut the whole thing down, right? I mean, we did it, bro.
No, but we know, when it comes to who watches, what league is the most watched in the United States, is Liga MX, man.
It ain't even close, bro.
So we're excited to have our first Liga MX player on this show.
What excites me is that one of my favorite sandwich shops in Queens has named the biggest torta after this. I mean, I'm not kidding. The thing's monstrosity. There's a challenge to see if you could finish it by yourself. I'm not going to tell you whether I have or haven't, but of course I have, right? So I'm just excited that maybe I could show this dude this clip and be like, look, my dude scores bangers from the left wing. Let me get a sandwich, my guy. I'm so excited. You may know him if you're an RSL fan because he started as a homegrown there, now plays the left wing for Pumas in Liga MX. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you're driving, and if you are, pull to the side of the road and put your hands together for the one, the only, Sebastian Saucedo!
How are you guys?
Thank you so much for joining us, man. I mean, first of all, we have to ask, how are you doing? Where are you currently? And how is the preseason going?
I'm actually in a hotel right now. It's kind of crazy. We just started preseason. It's been very, very different from my past preseasons. You know, as you guys can see, I look pretty dead.
Yeah.
You know, I look so dead, and you know, it's a whole different, you know, world out here with preseason. That's for sure.
What is just for people, especially young guys that are listening, that are watching, that are like, yo, I want to play in Liga MX. You know, just the difference in preseason between MLS and the Liga MX club, especially one as historic as Pumas.
Yeah, I mean, we run every day, and we have double sessions every single day, and you know, we have a very, very high-ended coach. You know, he's a Real Madrid legend, and you know, he was a legend with Hugo Sanchez, Butragueño, and all those type of players. So, you know, they're European-based. So the more you run, the better you're gonna be. So I ran probably about more than 10 miles every day, and it's insane.
Oh, jeez.
Like it's crazy, and yeah, like I said, like that's probably a difference between what I've had in the past, where maybe one training session, then you rest the whole day to be able to perform the next day, and it's very, very different.
Yeah.
Are we sure this is soccer preseason training or torture? Do we need to airlift you? Do we need to save you?
I got to the first training session. My first touch was a brick. I was like, oh, we need to finish with this running.
Okay, and look, and as far as the coronavirus is concerned, we know it's obviously affecting every sport, every industry, and yes, we're recording this a couple weeks in advance. We're recording this on June 22nd, just for full disclosure. But Sebastian, I do want to know, how do you feel Liga MX is approaching their return to play?
I just think it's very, very difficult here in Mexico City, because Mexico City is such a big place. You know, it's like a New York. It's like one of those big cities. So it's been handled very, very professional here with Pumas, just such as, you know, being together in a hotel room, and then, you know, wearing, you know, taking our precautions and all that type of stuff. So I think it's been handled well. I think you know, whatever we try to do is just not to be contagious with each other or stuff like that, small groups and all that. So it's been well. You know, we haven't had any issues, you know, yet, but just around us is this big city, so we need to be also aware of what can happen.
Yeah.
Have you thought about maybe telling the coach, like, you know, coronavirus affects your lungs and we're running a lot, maybe we chill on this running, you know what I mean?
Just relax a little bit.
I mean, I brought these charts. Should we pull up the charts? I'm just saying.
No, dude, it's you know, I tell you what, it's difficult, but I enjoy it a lot. I try to get better as a player, you know. Aside of all that, you know, you learn a lot of things, you know, off the field. With this being a big college and a big club, you learn on how to take care of yourself, you know, nutrition wise and schooling wise. So it's probably been the best thing that could have ever happened to me, and not just on the field but off the field.
Yeah, and you know, I watch a lot of Liga MX games, and I've never really like picked a team. I've had to like learn. Like I'm Dominican, right? So we baseball. Now. It's like I have to like learn. I'm like, who's Club America? All right, now I get who's the rival, Monterrey, and all this other stuff. So what does it mean for you, and maybe what's your history with Liga MX and with Pumas? Like, what does it mean to wear that crest for you?
I never I expected to come to the Liga MX. I just never expected to come to a big club. You know, this is a historically, at least I would say, top 3 historical team.
Yeah.
You know, and for me to be able to wear this crest represents the fan base too. You know, not just the club but the fan base. And if you see fan bases in Liga MX that, you know, there's riots, they hate each other, tattoos, you know, all that type of stuff. You know, at the end of the day, for us, what we do, the fans make us players. You know, they make us famous. So why we have to give them our all in training, so we can be able to, you know, perform the way they want us to see us every Sunday when we play. You know what I mean? It's not easy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if they're cheering for us 90 minutes, you know, why not give it our all those 90 minutes so they're happy?
Do you have any cousins or something that when you sign, they're like Club America fans, and you're like, nah, chill, you better switch up?
I do. I actually do. My cousin, you know, he actually played for the academy for the first year, went to like GA Cup, and you know, he's a big you know, America fan. But I grew hate, man. I grew hate towards, America, Cruz Azul,
Cruz Azul, yeah, all the other
all
Mexico
these teams
cities.
here. You know what I mean? I grew hate and I grew love with this club. And the way I see it is, if I respect everyone in this club, it's one love, man. It's the club or nothing, and you're this club and you're against the whole world, like this whole Liga MX, because no one hates everyone hates the top clubs. They all want to beat us.
Yeah.
So it's definitely enjoyable.
And yes, reminder, we are recording this June 22nd, so at least we do know that Liga MX will not have fans when they're playing the game. So, Sebastian, do you think that will affect your performance in any way?
It's going to suck, man. Like, it's just like anywhere else in the world, it's going to definitely suck. But at the end of the day, we do what's best, and it's play, every weekend. And at least if we're playing every weekend and you guys can watch it on TV, that's something where we can start from,
Of course.
Right, we got more with Sebastian when we get back after this.
All right, welcome back to the Cooligans. We are here with Sebastian Saucedo of Pumas of Liga MX. I want to talk about the U.S. men's national team because you are a player who was you were on the qualifying roster for the Olympics. I was really looking forward to these games. Again, the U.S. men's national team had not made it to the Olympics in the last 2 cycles.
Beijing, right?
Yeah. So it's been a while, and everybody was like a little bit more optimistic this time around. You were announced on the roster, and then like literally a couple of days later, they canceled the Olympics. So obviously heartbreaking just for me as a fan, but how did it affect you?
Oh, you said it right there. I think it was very, very heartbreaking. One, because, I'm a 97 pool player, so, it's going to take another year for this whole thing to stop or whatever. And what if you're not eligible to play since that 97 pool, you know what I mean? But other than that, like I said, I've never felt so good soccer-wise. I've never felt so fit. I was ready to go. I felt like I was top of my game, and I could have led the group, to be able to get results for us to go to Tokyo. And I think, I've had conversations with Jason, and I really felt like I could have been a leader, learning so many things here. And, being a leader doesn't just be on the field, but off the field too. So I felt really, really comfortable in going in and kind of taking charge of that.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you about playing in Liga MX, doing well in Liga MX, and playing for a club at the level that Pumas is. Do you think this helps you with your ability to get in the senior men's team for U.S.? And is anyone in your ear about trying to play for Mexico? Like, who do we have to call and tell to chill? Because we need you on this men's national team for U.S.
Yeah, no, it's literally where I got here in January. In that same January, I was supposed to go do that January camp with the national team. So, I could have possibly debuted. Was it against Costa Rica where they played?
I forgot where they.
Yeah, I forgot. But yeah, with the January camp, which is a really good opportunity to get your first steps into the senior team.
Exactly, and I even though if it was January, I felt fit as well because I was already coming in, and we had, I think our first game was the 9th of January, if I'm not mistaken. That's where I scored my first goal. But I feel like I don't know. It's really weird to say. I just haven't gotten really the opportunity to go to one of the camps, and I feel like if I'm playing at such a big club in Mexico, and I'm doing well, and I'm getting 9 starts out of the 11 games, and why haven't I gotten called up? There's players that play in championship. Yeah, it's different. It's England. I get it, but maybe is the reason why other players get called up is because they're in Europe, and not in Mexico. You know what I mean? There's a lot of little factors, and I don't understand it sometimes. I think there's other players that deserve the opportunity that are playing a lot of games in the MLS, and they don't get the opportunity. So, it's very, very tough.
This is why Christian and I have said, we'll do this for free. Let us be the Latino, coordinators or liaisons for the national team. We'll call and be like, "Oye, chico, how's shit going, papa?" We'll just Latino it up and just to make people feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no shots at men's at U.S. soccer, but it seems like in the men's side, it seems to be the Latino players that sometimes are kind of left wondering, am I a part of it? Am I not?
Man, I don't know if you guys, I know you guys watching and all, but, you guys realize how difficult Liga MX is? Tigres, they have got Gignac. America has a lot of good players, but, Wheelo went from America to Betis, and other players, but Tigres has Ener Valencia, Gignac, Vargas, all those type of players, and no one realizes how difficult it is to play here. Yeah. And sometimes I'm not going to say that this league is better than the Portuguese league or.
Oh, you can say that. This is the show to say that.
I'd say that.
Yeah. No, 100 facts. This is. I bet you Pumas could not only play but do really well against a Benfica. Why not?
Yeah. No. And it's just crazy to think. A lot of people don't respect it, and I'll tell you why. Because they compete against the MLS, and that shouldn't be. There should be a competition, but you know what? There should be a help on how both leagues can get better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know, man. I just it's crazy.
Yeah, we had a question from one of our fans, MJ Lee. She had asked, how could U.S. soccer show more love to dual national Mexican-American players so that more will want to play for USA? So we talk about this often about how, why am I forgetting his name? Jonathan Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Like those issues, those dual national. Is there anything that you feel from U.S. soccer that where they can kind of improve that, or are they essentially doing their best and this is a kind of situation that we all have to live with?
It's opportunities. It's at the end of the day, it comes down to opportunities. Are you going to tell me that Jonathan Gonzalez was not one of our best midfielders that we had in U.S. soccer? Yeah. He goes and starts for Monterrey on a team that's top.
Yeah.
And he's playing with Funes Mori. He's playing with, a lot of top players, Dorlan Pavon. And you're going to tell me that he can't go to the U20 World Cup, or he can't be at least given a shot to go to the senior national team? Bro, he's starting for one of the best teams in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a consistent starter, and they won it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where could he go wrong? What can he do? It wasn't a wrong idea that he left the U.S. And the reason why I didn't leave was because of the opportunity. I talked to Tab. Tab told me. Tab was straight honest with me. He thought that I was a very important player, and that's why I decided to come to the U.S. And I felt comfortable with that. I felt like Tab gave me that opportunity. And by the way, Tab's coaching staff was phenomenal. I enjoyed it. The U20s, I enjoyed it. And maybe we'll cross someday.
Dude, you beasted it too. What, 15 matches, 7 goals at the U20 World Cup? Damn.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, dude, that's why I think, honestly, Christian and I can help. Like a situation like Jonathan Gonzalez, we show up, we go to the backyard, we dig the pit for the barbacoa, we have a conversation, right? Yeah. Let's talk with the family, my guy.
And then after that, you do get soul dreams that you're going to play on the Mexican national team. But you know what it was? The U.S. could have done that. The same thing that maybe they don't roster him to the Mexican national team, but they at least gave him they capped him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you have to do to cap these young players.
Dude.
I 100% agree.
There's so much more we got to talk about with Sebastian Saucedo when we get back after this. And we're back even more with Sebastian Saucedo of Pumas out of Liga MX. Sebastian, yeah, I'm sorry, room service? No, it's all good. A little bit about sort of your come up to get to the level of Pumas. It's kind of a two-part question, but one, when you found out that Pumas was interested, how excited were you? Were you like, which Pumas? You know what I mean? Like, for real, the one I want? Or
the one I'm dreaming for?
Yeah. And also, if you go back to, and I get that at RSL, you were a part of a really exciting young core. but it seems almost you are having an easier time getting starting positions or starting roles with Pumas than you were with RSL at the time. How do you sort of, what are your thoughts on that? And how excited were you when you found out that Pumas was interested?
Yeah, I mean, everything just changed because, when you're 16 and you're scoring 4 goals a game against, Strikers Academy or LA Galaxy or whatever, everything just changes because then you're satisfied with signing at 17 years old. You know what I mean? When you're a young player, you're satisfied to sign so young and, oh, I made it, oh, I'm making money. But then after, you start getting a little bit of that taste of, playing here and there. And then you're like, oh, shoot, well, I debuted. Even though it's like, in reality, it shouldn't even be like that. It should be like, oh, I debuted. I want more minutes than just 3 minutes that I just came in for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, I signed at 17, and then I go on this loan to Veracruz at 18. Once again, I'm playing in Liga MX in Veracruz. I debuted against America, and I'm starting. And I won the cup. It's like it just changes. It's like I just didn't know really if this was real because I was so young playing at first division in Mexico, and it wasn't, there was not many opportunities for young players, and they did it for me. Yeah. Then I come back from this loan to Salt Lake, and it was so tough, man. It was just I would play, I wouldn't play, and especially this last year where I was in Salt Lake, or the last 2 years, it was not the best, man. I felt like I was disrespected. I wanted to do things to play, and a lot of it does have to do a lot with maybe off the field. I would enjoy time with my friends and family, but at the end of the day, why I did that and why I wanted to enjoy and have fun was because I wasn't even going to play. I could tell you guys, I already knew I was going to go in when the team was losing or when they were tied or the last 5 minutes of the game or 10 minutes if so. And so then the last year I already knew I was going to leave RSL, so I was enjoying more. I was enjoying my friends and family. Yeah. And maybe that's how it shouldn't be. But, I learned now, and that's not what's going to happen here. I want to leave here with a championship. I want to leave here with Sebastian is starting just like I did last season, here before this whole thing happened.
Yeah, it makes it tough, too.
Yeah, it sounds like not every relationship is great. You know what? Like, not everybody is going to work out or whatever.
I thought it was different because I had Freddie in the academy, and as a coach in the academy, and then I come to RSL and he's head coach, and all of a sudden I'm getting benched, and it's like, give me a shot.
Me, bro.
Yeah,
I gave you 2 national championships. I went to GA Cup. I scored 60 goals in 50 games.
I know. You're like, should I invite you out with the homies? Is that what the problem is? You want to come out? What's the deal?
Exactly.
Look, because you have every reason to be a confident player, right? You have the resume, so it's just like, why aren't I getting these opportunities? And I did want to talk about, you did play for Veracruz, and you did get to win a title. And going back, I have 2 questions. Going back after you win, you think like, Sebastian's in the building. Let's go.
Remember me from the parade?
So I can see that. So I'm curious how you felt coming back, right, with that confidence, and also Veracruz. Apparently, there's a llama in there. That's all good. Veracruz, can you talk about that? Because the team did fold last year, and that was like a really kind of a bit of a shock to a lot of soccer fans in Mexico.
It's so upsetting, man, because I lived the best part in Veracruz for the club. And it's like, it was so crazy because we win the Copa MX in the first time in the history of the club. So we're that was a very, very special group. And like you said, I went to that, and I came back and I felt like, dang, like I feel like I'm going to be a really, really good player. and truly, look, to be fair, I felt like if I would have been focused and determined and all this that I'm doing here in Pumas, I guarantee you a year I would have scored at least 10 goals.
Wow.
And I'm not saying because it's easy, but it's saying because if I can do it here, I could do it there as well. And there's more games, you know what I mean? There's more, it's a whole year round.
Yeah,
and here it's just 6 months.
Dude, you know what's funny? Tiburones was going to be the club that I was going to pick because I found out that more Cubans live in Veracruz. There's a lot of Cubans that live there. So the accent in Veracruz kind of sounds like the Cuban accent. I'm like, yo, those are my peoples, right? Oye, coño, que
Yeah.
you know, que coño. I was like, these are my people. I could go there and I could fit right in. And then the club closes. I was like, what the hell's going on?
No, it was definitely a good city. You know, I loved living there. It was very, very cheap. You know, beach was nice. I couldn't complain. You know, I had everything I needed.
Yeah. Did they pay you? That's always a big issue.
Yeah, no, they paid me. It was good.
Okay,
you got
It
your
was
money.
good. It was we, like I said, we got the special group, so
Yeah.
we won the cup. That was good. You know, we were good. I can't complain.
Nice.
So, okay, so we have, don't know if you want to talk about this or can or whatever, but I'm curious about your thoughts about Mike Petke when he was your coach and when he was let go. Is there any, again, you don't have to get into any too many details if you do not want to, but how did, a lot of, we know the negative things that Mike Petke did and why he was let go. What were the positive things at least you felt, and what was your relationship with him like?
Well, to be fair, I never thought he should have gotten fired for that.
Okay.
And the reason why I tell you is because you can use that word in so many different,
Yeah.
whatever. Like you can use it in so many different options.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I get him. You know what I mean? It's frustrating. And as a coach, why is he fighting? He's fighting for your team. For protecting his players, for wanting the best for his team. So being let go for something like that, I get it. He's not, I have some, I don't know how to explain it. If he's using it, directly to call him that, then, that's not a bad thing. But if he's using it to call, a girl that, then yeah,
context is important, and we've spoken about this a lot, especially as Spanish speakers. We know the context is important. In general,
It's a complex word.
Yeah, people don't want to, when somebody's taking a goal kick, people are like, yo, we don't need this in the game. But in general, when it comes to the scope of the Spanish language and then Mexican in particular, certain Spanish kind of countries use words differently, and the word means different things to different people. But yeah, it is, look, he knows he shouldn't have done it. That's really the main thing.
It was also the only word on the note. You know what I mean? If put some other words in there, you know what I mean? Give us some context. When it's the only one, it's you're going to be rated against the worst possible use of that word.
I think regardless, he shouldn't be using that type of language either.
Yeah.
But for me, he should have never been fired.
What do you think about him as a coach?
I don't know if I was on his good side sometimes or I was in his bad side. I couldn't complain. His work was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it when I was playing, and yeah, I enjoyed him. When he was good, but then I didn't know when I would get him in a bad.
I think that's also just the East Coast attitude. You know what I mean? We're generally kind of angry at all times. You know what I mean? So you never really know if we're happy. You just accept slightly less angry as happy. You know what I mean?
Well,
Petke always sounds like he got the wrong sandwich at a deli, regardless of how, oh, it's my birthday. You're like, do you not want it to be your birthday?
I get that. No, he was, there was, when he was on his good side, I couldn't complain, know. And,
all right. We'll be back with more Sebastian Saucedo right after this. All All right, we are back. This is the Cooligans Living Room FC. We're here with Sebastian Saucedo of Pumas, and we've been having a great time already. And so we again, I had mentioned we had questions from the Gully Squad, which is our supporters group, and we had a question from Catherine Tucker, who's a big RSL fan, and she just
there's also a very important part of this question, which I hope you get to.
Yes, and that is what I'm going to I'm going to start with, because she's from Utah. I think also from Park City, and she said, Devanza's Pizza or the pie?
No, Devanza's for sure, man. I went straight Devanza's first.
That was fast. I'm gonna look this up. I don't know if you know this, Sebastian. I'm a pizza expert.
I can't be eating that anymore, though.
Yeah, I'm a pizza expert here in New York, so I'm just gonna judge your pizza taste real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am not the pizza expert, but when we get into a lot of pizza debates on our show because of Alexis's expertise. Are you generally a big fan of pizza in the off season or whatever?
I can eat pizza, yeah. Okay. I'm a fan, yeah. I mean, pizza comes in clutch whenever you need it.
Yeah, dude.
It's carbs. You know what I mean? You got a nice, the wings look great, and so do the tacos, which I did not think I would say about a pizza place. But the pizza, I'll just say, okay. All right. It's definitely considered pizza. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. You need to visit.
Yeah, I got to go. She also said hometown hero, which has got to be exciting, right? To be someone from Park City, Utah, go all the way to play for Pumas, to hear and to still feel love from the RSL fans. How does that feel for you?
I feel thankful. When you talk about Park City, you talk about gold medalists and skiing, other stuff that has to do with snow, and not really so much a sport that's like soccer, and for me to be able to set my stamp, I think it's kind of like it's a blessing, because it's footsteps that little kids can follow from Park City, and say, I come from a small city, but who cares? This small city wants to produce more soccer players growing from Park City. So yeah, it's definitely a blessing to be able to represent Park City in general.
Yeah, I was mentioning to you off air. I was in Park City. I was snowboarding, and I'm just curious what the soccer scene is like out there, because I was snowboarding on the mountain. I'm like, there's nobody who looks like me on this mountain. What's going on?
Yeah, no, and there's very beautiful fields out there. It's growing definitely. So. I think when you start getting more and more players to come out and be successful, you start kind of investing in the little clubs, that come out of there, a lot of soccer teams. And it's really cool. Actually, my dad has a little soccer team, and their team's really, really good. And I'm happy for my dad to finally have a job that, he's expressing himself on how just like how he helped me. Yeah. He wants to do it for young kids, and it's tough because, my dad was never had that job, and he had other jobs, and and for him to have a big change like that, it's a very, very, I see it like a very happy thing for me, because you don't always have to work so hard and kill yourself, like how my dad did, to have me happy,
Yeah, no, that's inspiring. I mean, my parents, immigrants. My dad is a mechanic. My mom is a seamstress. She's just been sewing. My mom still, I don't make enough money so my mom doesn't have to sew clothes. So I'm like that's where I'm trying to get to.
Same here. I'm first generation American, and my mother works in a hospital, and my dad is a professional ghost, because we've never seen him. We don't know what he looks like. And you don't make a lot of money as a ghost.
That's funny. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's funny. No, yeah, for sure. That's definitely something where, you can never go wrong. I think I felt like I've taken, Real Salt Lake and MLS for granted. And, that was not something in my part that was very, very professional. And if I can go back, I would do things different, because one, I had my family in Utah, and for them to see me happy and playing and scoring, it would have been something different. And now that I'm doing something here in Mexico City where they're in Utah, it's not the same to have the same feeling in TV than you do in person, you know?
Yeah.
Sure. Actually, you mentioned that, and you clearly have a lot of love for Park City, Utah. Look, it's not a secret that the split between you and RSL wasn't the most amicable, right? It wasn't the easiest. Do you think that bridge is burnt? Do you ever see yourself maybe later on in your career making a change, maybe being able to go back? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's very, very possible to go back to Salt Lake, you know, and I would love to.
Cool.
Because one, they know my talent, and they know that if I'm being as professional as I'm doing it here in Pumas, and if I take that over with what I learned here and go back, then, you know, for sure I would be able to be a key player for Real Salt Lake. And I felt like I was a key player when I was starting. I was scoring back-to-back games, and
Yeah.
and it's crazy because, you know, even if I scored back-to-back games, or if I didn't, or I assisted, there was a time where I made like the team of the week, you know, 4 times in a row. And not everyone does that, you know, and if you do it, it's because you're starting every single game and you know you have that starting spot. But I was able to do it, and the takeaway is that I would love to go back to Salt Lake, and I would love to be able to kill it in Salt Lake. But, you know, right now I'm at a very big club, and I want to prove myself more than what I've already. Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And by the way, that question was from Ian. So if it sounded intelligent, it's because I didn't think of it. That was Ian, who's one of our Gully Squad members.
Yes, another RSL fan. No, you know, frankly, I mean, I don't think when it comes to MLS or just American soccer in general, like your story is not even close to being done, man. So it's amazing what you're doing, and as fans of soccer, as Americans, man, we're absolutely proud of you. So you know,
And we're so excited to see you with that senior team, bro, because I know you're gonna do it.
I would love to, man. I've been waiting. I've been hungry for it, and I can't wait.
And you know what? We still haven't picked Liga MX clubs. So you know what? I'm going to be a Pumas fan. How about
Let's
that?
go, boom, let's do
That's
it.
it.
man.
I got to get me a jersey. You sell them in XXL?
No, I'll have to get you guys the information after, so I can ship you guys jerseys.
Oh,
man,
hell
that's so
yeah.
kind, man. Thank
This
you.
is not like MLS, you know. I think you spend like $100 for a jersey. I pay $100 here, and I get like 15.
Let's go, dog.
Yo, hook it up.
Yeah, let's
All
do
right,
this.
we'll be back more with Sebastian Saucedo after this. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and Sebastian Saucedo. Appreciate you,
incredible.
man. This was incredible. Thank you for just being dope and sincere and honest. And yeah, we wish you all the best in this upcoming Liga MX season, and hopefully representing the U.S. men's national team in some international competitions. Is there anything you want to let people know before we sign off?
No, just obviously keep respecting these quarantine rules, and you know, this virus stuff is crazy, you know. So as long as we all respect it, we're all gonna get through this together. But other than that, no, I appreciate you guys for having me on here. It was a blast, you know, and I'm gonna have to send you guys those jerseys so you guys are in Pumas.
Let's go.
Sure.
Yeah, well, you'll see us rocking them on the show, man. We
I
appreciate
can't wait
you.
till Hercules Gomez comes on the show, which is coming up soon. He's going to be mad because I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I have to wear it.
All right, everybody. So let's. So just make sure you follow Sebastian on all social media. Follow us at Soccer Cooligans, and also follow at Fubo Sports. And you subscribe to the Fubo Sports YouTube channel if you'd like to watch full episodes of our program. So with that said, let's end the show the way we normally do. So for Sebastian Saucedo, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The Cooligans!